Seems like that full moon always wants to fall on the weekend. I've caught fish on a full moon, but if I was a betting man, I'd say 9 nights out of 10, I got skunked on a full moon. I hate a full moon. What a full moon has taught me is I hate a full moon. As far as fishing goes, anyhow. All right, people, Catfish Dave here, Kingston, Tennessee. I wanted to set up over at Kingston City Park. We've had a lot of flooding. You can see all this stuff here. That's where the water line was about yesterday. Anyway, the sidewalk is underwater, and I figure if I hook anything out there, they're just gonna cut me off on that sidewalk where it drops off into the river. So here I am. Not a great spot. An hour before dark, going to give it a shot. I know once that full moon comes up, the chances of getting a fish is probably not. The moon rises at 6:35 tonight, which will be right at dark. That full moon has plagued me all weekend. To start with, I didn't have much bait. I had some leftover bait from last week, just a few gizzard shad, and it was too soft to hardly even use for bait. But I went to Poland Creek Friday night right before the moonrise, and I caught a channel cat and a blue cat, and I knew I was short of bait, so I kept those fish. As soon as it got dark, the moon came up, I never got a bite the rest of the night. So last night, I still hadn't learned my lesson about that full moon. I set up right on a bench right over there right before dark. I figured that was a good place to cut up those catfish into some bait-sized pieces. I also figured due to the flooding, this is what's not really a great spot, might give me a better shot because it is some slack water, and the flooding does tend to increase the fish bite a bit and pull them up into these slacker waters, getting out of that main current. All right, people, Catfish Dave here. It's the night of the super snow moon, whatever a snow moon means. It did snow in Sevier County today, but temperature being 34 degrees, the snow has melted. Tonight is a big moon. Snow moon, they call it anyhow. I've got some 9-day-old gizzard shad on there. That stuff don't smell good. It don't look good. I knew with this flooding, I probably wasn't gonna catch no bait. It's flooded. I thought about fishing off that dock. The walkway's underwater. The walkway to that marina is underwater. It's flooded. It's been a shad kill winter. It's been a tough bite winter. I went out last night with some 8-day-old gizzard shad, knowing I was gonna be pressed for bait. And I did get a couple small catfish. Got a blue cat. I got a channel cat, and since I can't get no fresh bait, I'm gonna cut these up this weekend, and either tonight or tomorrow, I'm gonna try to catch catfish with a catfish. I found that 2x6 in the water. It's gonna make a good cutting board, and I can at least fish with a 9-day-old gizzard shad head while I'm cutting this catfish up. It's kinda gonna let me know if anything's up here in the shallower flooded water up here. If I don't get something soon, I'm gonna move. There is one boneless channel cat fillet. You leave the skin on, hook it through that skin, it'll stay on for weeks. That fish is very cold, making my hands very cold. There's another channel cat fillet. And I just found something very interesting at the first part of February. This channel cat in February is full of eggs. Who ever heard of such? Look at there, that fish has got eggs in it in February. Now I said we had a weird winter. It'd get real cold, it'd get mild. For the most part, it's been mild. This fish has got eggs in February. I don't know what to think about that. A little bit of belly meat. We have a boneless blue cat fillet. There's no eggs in that blue cat. I gotta wash my hands off, they're freezing. Fish on. I figured with this flooding, even though this normally ain't a great spot, these fish would be backed up in here off the main Tennessee River. Caught that fish on a 9-day-old gizzard shad head. And don't get me wrong that I've been keeping the bait cold, but still, maybe the fish are up in here enough, feeding good enough because of this flood, they'll hit it, I don't know. Either way, I got that catfish too. It don't matter how bad the fishing's been in the winter. Every time it floods, I seem to get on some active fish. I'm gonna throw on a piece of channel cat while I'm here. The old lucky reel. I'm gonna move this camera back where I can get a better view of what's going on here. This here is just a small fish, but it is on the catfish, piece of channel cat. Little bitty old blue cat. Caught it on the channel cat. I'm gonna take my bag of catfish and my Bubba blade. I can't hardly say that when it's cold. Bubba blade. Lips won't hardly move. Back to the truck. Give it about 10-15 more minutes here, and then we're pulling anchor, going to the next spot. If I get a bite, holler. Not a very big fish. It's on that piece of channel cat. Second fish on a piece of channel cat. Same piece that caught the first fish. Like I say, you hook it through the skin, that's some tough old stuff, man. I noticed the bite had really slowed down in the last 30 minutes before dark. So I Googled on my phone what time the moonrise was, and I had found out that the moon had already come up, and that was the last bite for me once that moon had come up. Guys can say what they want. When that full moon rises, it affects the bite hard. Moonrise in Knoxville.
Here is information from time and date.
5:34 p.m. So that moon's already up. It's 6:07 right now. Dag blast it. Give her just a few more minutes here, and we'll head to the next spot for the nighttime full moon bite. I left and went to Ladd Landing, sat there 2 hours, never got a nibble. Went to Kingston Steam Plant, never got a nibble. I got up this morning, figured I would set up at Ft.Louden Lock. Of course, there was people down there, boats out there. Didn't take no time for some crappie fisherman to hook my line. I ended up getting one respectable blue cat there at the lock. Catfish caught on catfish. There it is right there. Piece of belly meat off a blue catfish. After I released that fish, some boater had come along and caught my line, and I had had enough of that. So here I am, right to where I started at last night. But one thing that this catfishing thing confirms to me is that when there's a full moon, you're probably not going to get a bite. So when it gets dark and the moon comes up looking bright, I'm probably just going to pack my stuff up and say goodnight. About an hour left to catch something right here again. I'm using that catfish for bait. I caught this catfish on a piece of catfish. It's actually the same catfish that I used over at Ft.Louden Dam and caught that other catfish. The stuff is so hard to get back off the hook, I just left it on there and came over here. Figured as long as I got here before that moon got here, I might get another one. Seems like that full moon always wants to fall on the weekend. This one's on a piece of channel cat. Not a bad fish for this spot. Catching catfish on catfish. Old piece of channel cat got him. It's about 10 minutes after moonrise, so I'd say it's just about over with. Lessons learned: the full moon sucks. Another lesson learned: if you're limited on bait, catch a catfish, throw it out, and you might have some luck. This is a video. There was fish in the video. That makes it a fishing video. This is Catfish Dave with another one, signing out.